The goal for this save is still to get to the end of it on a net transfer profit. And I was so well behaved over the course of this transfer window. And then I went and spent £40 million on another right winger from Barcelona. Hello and welcome to part 23 of Gunning for Glory. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we're going to have a look at our summer comings and goings and then play the Community Shield against Manchester United at, well, I presume it's at Wembley. Well, I don't know why it would change. It's only 2018. Well, let's assume it's at Wembley. We'll find out in a minute. But summer transfers, as I've already mentioned, I was really well behaved. And then I just got itchy feet, maybe, and I've signed Ousmane Dembele. 21 years old. He was the player of the tournament for this summer's, was it World Cup? I think it was. Oh, sorry, best young player at the World Cup this summer. He was a superstar for France. His scout reports were coming through as if he was some kind of hero. He's almost as good as Lamar. He's better than Iwobi. He's better than Barbosa. He can play on either wing. He's better than Asensio, better than Kluivert. And I thought £40 million, bearing in mind some of the money I've been spending on some of these players, is actually a bit of a bargain. And I think he does strengthen the squad. We absolutely didn't need him, but I don't think it'll hurt to have him around. Him aside, we've had 3 more of Arsene Wenger's specials, and I've now taken him off of transfers, not because of the players who've come in, but because we were about 24 hours away from Reiss Nelson joining Stoke for £11 million. If he hadn't have taken his time agreeing personal terms, he'd have gone, because Wenger accepted an offer for him, and when that happened with Sessegnon, he accepted the offer, and then it all went through straight away before I could do anything. Luckily, he accepted the offer. I panicked, took Wenger off transfers completely, and managed to cancel the deal, and have now sent Nelson out on loan somewhere to try and get him some game time, because obviously with Dembele turning up, he's going to get even less game time than he did before, but I certainly didn't want to sell him. So the other players who've come in, Greg Hilson comes in from Derby. He's a left winger, 16-year-old English left winger. Torsten Kessel is an 18-year-old right winger. I mean, I've gone from one extreme to the other in this save. I've gone 30-odd seasons of non-league to legend this year, not using wingers. Now they're all I sign. I'm obsessed with them. I'm proving I can do wingers. But he comes in and he's gone out on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. And Matthias Trojanowski is a 17-year-old Polish goalkeeper with bags of potential, who we were chasing when he was wherever that is, his club in Poland. We tried to sign him when he went to Roma and he refused. So we just tried again. I thought, you know what? If he'd have been £5 million from them, I'd have still bought him. So Roma flipped him in like 3 weeks and made a £4.5 million profit. So they're happy with the deal. I'm not overly happy with the deal, but he's still a really promising young goalkeeper that we've managed to get for £5 million. So I can accept a deal like that. Players leaving. I don't think there's been anyone significant go out on a free transfer. But Theo Walcott has gone to Celta Vigo for £9 million with the option to raise up to £14 million. Ospina's gone to Hull for £5.5 million. And Ben Sheaf's gone to Blackburn for £825,000. All 3 of those players have left because they were entering the final year of their contract and refused to sign contract extensions. So as none of them were regulars in the team anyway, it just made sense to cash in while I could, because if we kept them at the club, they'd have just gone for free next year. So I know it seems like we haven't got a lot of money for them, but in the circumstances, it's more money than we would have got in a year's time. And taking Walcott as an example, he's 29 now. He played 3 games for us last year, and we've just signed Dembele. So there was just no... He probably wouldn't have even made it into our Premier League squad. So I'm still punishing him for the FA Cup. Was it the FA Cup final? I forget what final it was that he ruined for us. Other than that, there's a few players who've gone out on loan to try and get some experience. Rob Holding, Rainer Adelaide has gone out on loan. Gabriel Barbosa went out on loan to Lazio, but then I called him back because I decided to send Reiss Nelson out on loan instead. So Nelson's gone out on loan to Everton, because I think Nelson at Everton is better for everyone than Barbosa at Lazio. Barbosa could get into our team on occasion this year. I wouldn't be against Kluivert going out on loan somewhere, but we haven't found the right club for him yet. So there's plenty of options out wide again. The big thing that hasn't happened this summer that's hampering us with our trying to break even on transfers is Mesut Ozil hasn't gone, and in fact Barcelona have now dropped their interest. Last time I looked, Barcelona were still interested. Now they're not, which is a bit of a problem. Valencia after Barbosa, obviously he's not going to be leaving, but if we have a little look at how we're doing for net in and out, so we've spent 155, 407, 480, We've spent 530-ish million pounds, and we've brought in 182, about 200. So we need to find another 350 million pounds from somewhere without spending any money in 2 years, whilst winning the Champions League. I'll try this challenge again next year, I think. So this is the team that we're going to be playing today for the Community Shield. Anyway, we've got Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Bellerin, Tar, Christensen and Monreal. Asensio and Sanchez are going to be in the midfield, with Iwobi, Ozil and Lamar in behind Danny Welbeck. We do have a couple of injury issues starting the season off. Kolasinac is injured, Diawara is injured, Iheanacho is injured. Iheanacho is a big issue because he's going to be out for 5 or 6 weeks. And striker is an area where I probably would like to strengthen if we could find the right striker. Although part of me hopes Gabriel Barbosa might emerge into that role. Certainly when he went to Lazio, it was with a view to them playing him as a key player, as a centre-forward, rather than as a wide player. And obviously we saw all those goals he scored while out on loan at Porto last year. He's got goals in him. So every time I've played him, it's been on the wing. But I wonder if he might be the man who emerges as the striker in Iheanacho's absence. Obviously, we've still got Welbeck and Lacazette as well, who've scored goals in the early parts of the season previously, but have then gone on to let us down as the season's gone on. So let's get into the game then. It's us against Man United. Community Shield, everyone's favourite pre-season friendly. United somehow are the favourites for the game, despite us winning the league fairly comfortably in the end. They don't have any massively significant transfers from the last time we saw them, I don't think. Lewandowski's been there since last year. I don't know who this guy is. Bernadette. I've heard of him. Now I'm saying his name out loud. I've heard of him. There we go. Right, let's try and win this football match. I'm a little bit wary of Asensio playing in midfield, but with Diawara injured, it was basically a choice between Asensio and Ramsey to play in that midfield slot. And although I still see Asensio's long-term future as being attacking midfield, I don't know if I'm going to be playing the save long enough for him to fulfil that long-term potential as attacking midfield, because he's got Ozil and Lamar ahead of him in the queue. If Ozil's not leaving this summer, this could be the final year of the save. We could win the Champions League this year, and that'd be that. Hopefully, we'll get. I kind of want 2 more seasons out of it, because I want to see some of these youngsters develop a little bit more. So we might do 2 more seasons regardless. But I don't think it's going to be any more than that, because we're now into October. Football Manager 18, the beta, will release this month. So we need to start making some forward planning for that and drop this like a stone as soon as we can get started on the beta, which is going to be very exciting. Talking of the beta as well, little bit of Kev advertising. If you haven't already seen, head to the channel homepage. I'll try and link it in the description to this video as well. But I'm doing another 24-hour Football Manager live stream Saturday the 4th of November. So it'll be on the FM18 beta. It's going to be 24 hours live here on YouTube, and it's all to raise money for the National Autistic Society, which if you watch my vlog, you'll know that that's a charity that's pretty close to home for us. And it would be really cool if you came along, got involved in that. You can already set yourself a reminder so you don't miss the event when it goes live on the 4th of November. You can just click the little bell icon next to the scheduled live event here on the channel, and you can even already give it a thumbs up if you can't watch it at the time, but you're in support of us raising a little bit of money for a good cause. And the whole 24 hours, in theory, will be available to watch on replay here on the channel when it's done as well. So even if you can't come along live, you can watch me suffer, which is a little bit different from in the past when we've done these on Twitch. I don't know how I feel about that. What I do know is I'm happy that we're beating Man United in the Community Shield, although they've got the potential for a little bit of a break here, and it's Lewandowski, but Asensio showing that he's got a future as our most offensive midfield player by coming in, making the tackle, feeding Lamar, and we get another chance out of it. And we've actually controlled this game. We've had 9 shots to their 3. Welbeck's just made it 2-0. We've had 1 clear-cut chance to their 0. We've had more possession. We're better for pass completion. We're better for tackles. We're the better team, and this is a good sign. We haven't really. We've made no changes to this team. I mean, obviously Dembele comes into the first team squad. Barbosa comes back into the first team squad, but the core of the team is exactly the same as last season's core. So hopefully we can really hit the ground running and have a really, really, really good season. Right, Iwobi to Ozil, can't quite weasel his way through, and I think it might be time for substitutions. Actually, I might bring on the new boy. Let's bring on Dembele. I'm also going to bring on Barbosa. We want him. In fact, should we bring? Asensio can come off for Ramsey. I do want to get Barbosa onto the pitch. So perhaps bring him on for Lamar. Actually, no, let's bring him on for Welbeck. I want to see him up front. I know Welbeck's having a good game. Can we make more than 3 substitutions in this? Oh, we can. Excellent. So Vallejo, we signed him last year and haven't really used him. We need to get him into the team. Should we get Lacazette on as well? Oh, look at all these substitutions we can make. This is amazing. I don't really need to make any more, but those 5 will do with half hour to go. Get some game time into them all, a little bit of extra energy. Christensen with a good tackle. And, yeah, I want to see Barbosa and Dembele linking up for this last half hour. That has the potential to be a very exciting thing. Look at all those changes. Glorified pre-season friendly. Right, Sanchez plays it up to Gabriel Barbosa, who's got the horrible number 32 shirt. But that was a nice goal. Barbosa through to Lacazette, through to Lamar. Everyone feeding together. Lovely. Look at this. And that's Lamar playing centrally as well, which he hasn't really had the opportunity to do. I need to get Ozil sold because I want Thomas Lamar playing in that role because he's so effective there. But I can't just drop a world-class player like Ozil because we lose all his value then. And while I'm still playing along with this charade that we're going to try and break even, I have to find a way to maximise the value on Mesut Ozil. He's 29. We need to sell him now, but I don't want to offer him out to clubs because then his value completely plummets. What to do? What I should have done is offered him to Barcelona in a swap for Dembele because they'd have bitten my arm off for that at the time. And then we could have, at least we wouldn't have spent another 40 million quid. But I kind of want more than that for Ozil. We got 70 million for Sanchez. I'm feeling like Ozil should be worth roughly the same amount. I did, by the way, you saw I've signed a teenage goalkeeper this summer. I did go looking for Donnarumma, but he signed for Barcelona for £40 million this summer, which is why I wasn't able to sign him. I did try the same thing I tried with Trandosky and did try and offer Barcelona a slight increase because I'm an idiot. I don't understand how to not waste money, but they just told me to do one, obviously. Right, we just conceded a goal, but let's not worry. We've still got a 2-goal cushion. We've still got all this firepower up front. I really want Gabriel Barbosa to come good. This time last year on FM17, he was one of the star men of my Milan team in the Milan mission, and I want him to be that player again, but I don't know. I don't know that he's quite there on this year's version of FM, which is a real shame because he was an absolute superstar last year. 3-1 in the Community Shield. I can handle that. I can live with beating Man United. And Danny Welbeck finishes top scorer in the Community Shield this year. Hooray! Our first trophy of the year. Marvellous stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the summer transfers. Am I an idiot for signing Dembele or thinking of the bigger picture? Is it more important to build a Champions League winning team, which he's going to be a big part of, I would like to think, than worrying about this whole breaking even nonsense. We're still, remember, I'm not bankrupt in this club by any means. We're still the 2nd richest club in the world. Ignore that Reb nonsense down at the bottom. I didn't say that before. Get off the screen, get off the screen. Whew, no one saw it. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.